Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the late start. A lot of things coming together tonight on this night's agenda, so I would like to thank. And as we move through the meeting, we've got a lot of stuff, so thank you for that. Mike's got a new hat. It looks fantastic. So in the last week, we've had a lot of change. We have a lot to cover, and we are also in our summer session where we meet less frequently. So we're sort of packing an agenda tonight with lots of stuff. So we'll just make it through together. I would like to say thank you to the staff, especially Kelly Pology and Michelle Ascalillo, who have ridden out what has been a challenging week, picking up another person's job and keeping Village Hall moving and keeping the public served. Kelly has been exceptional, especially with this giant agenda. So thank you to her. Yes, there we go. One announcement is that there is a free rabies clinic this Saturday from 10 to 12 at Hubbard Lodge out on Route 9. With rabies cases rising, the health department is doing these out in the field clinics for free. All right. Opportunity to add or modify agenda items. So first, I'd like to propose that we reorder the agenda to just slightly to make the conversation flow a little easier and to ease participation by trustees. So what I'm proposing is that it looks like this. First, public session, we address resignations, appointment of Kelly, appointment to fill the vacancy on the board, swearing in. First executive session to discuss employment history. Second public session to discuss out of title pay, temporary staff hiring, board business, and the mayor authorizing the mayor to sign a retainer agreement. And then at the end, the second executive session, which is unrelated to anything else on the agenda, information relating to a current or future police investigation. Is everyone okay with that reordering?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'd also like to add a discussion, another temporary staff member, which we can discuss in executive session and then describe to the public after we've had our conversation. Okay, so with that motion, with that decision, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Greg Henson as village clerk. And I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of trustee Eliza Starbuck. Second. All in favor? Aye. I will say that I want to say what didn't get printed in the paper from me, which is that Eliza has been a workhorse on this board. She was instrumental in her biggest project in which she was most instrumental was launching the paid parking and the resident parking. And it was a very by hand process. And she spent huge amounts of hours. So I want to make sure to acknowledge the effort that she made. She was very, very productive in her first term. I'm sorry that in the second term, our board did not operate as smoothly as it might have done. I think development pressures were hard for all of us. But I wish Eliza well, and I thank her for her time on board. So I did consult with NICOM to determine the New York Council of Mayors to determine how to manage the interim coverage for the clerk's duties. It is an appointment made at my discretion. I have authorized Kelly as of 7/14, which is last Monday, as the clerk was not able to complete his duties over the last week he was to be in office. So I am informing you, it's not a board vote, I am approving you, informing you that I appoint Kelly Pology to serve in the capacity for the clerk and treasurer. Okay, next is appointment to fill a vacancy on the village board. This is also mayor's discretion. I would like to appoint Andrew Hall. Andrew did petition to run for village board in November. His petitioning was complete, and he has been accepted for the ballot. So as he is willing and able, and I think will bring some expertise that we need in this moment, I would like to appoint Andrew. So the deputy clerk will swear you in if you accept the appointment.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, stand up. Over here.
Yes.
Touch your finger and do a button. Yeah.
That's after.
Oh, she wants to take.
Left hand, right hand.
Raise your right hand.
Whatever you have in your hand, you should put down.
Repeat after me. You want to, oh, here we go. That's what.
His hand on the Constitution.
I repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of village trustee
the duties of the office of village trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. Thank you.
That's Andrew. We'll get you a nameplate.
And I, one more,
Oh, yeah, you have the board sign, the book signing to
Oh, yeah.
do.
I'll come around. May I say a few words too?
First sign the book.
sign to make it official. Right here.
Right there?
Yep.
That's it, absolutely.
I come up there?
Yes, come on around. You're joining us on the dais now as a sworn trustee.
Thank you for coming. Okay.
Get to the nameplate.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank Matt Foley for offering me the opportunity to act as interim trustee. I will always seek to be accountable, positive, and intentional in my thoughts and actions, work hard and adhere to the precept of right speech, so that I might serve to plan and protect the collective interests and the greater good of the village, however we collectively articulate that. I would also like to thank departing trustee Eliza Starbuck for her service to the village, and I too wish her well. I see my role as a trustee as, amongst other things, an explainer and a communicator, to continue to communicate in the midst of difference and to explain the reasons for any particular decisions, so that even if someone doesn't always agree with an outcome, there can at least be a shared and respectful mutual understanding. If you listen carefully to Mayor Foley in the course of these meetings, I think you will find that is what she endeavors to do, however fraught any given issue might be. Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, has put it best that I have heard recently. She said that we need to rehumanize our dialogue and act with, yes, kindness. In the same vein, here are some words to dwell on from recent popular culture. The closing monologue of the character Luther Stickel in Mission 8 Impossible is this: "And our cause, however righteous, pales in comparison to the impact of our effect. Any hope for a better future comes from willing that future into being, a future reflecting the measure of good within ourselves. All that is good inside us is measured by the good we do for others. We all share the same fate, the same future, the sum of our infinite choices. One such future is built on kindness, trust, and mutual understanding, should we choose to accept it." I accept it. Thank you.
All right. Glad you're here. Thank you. And with that, I will make a motion to enter executive session to discuss the employment history of particular individuals. All in favor? Aye. I imagine this will be sort of 15 minutes or so, and then we'll come back out.
Could be easy. We just walk out?
Yeah.
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 Okay. We'll need refreshment vote.
Hi, we're back. It is just a little bit before 8. We had executive session. We did not make determinations in that meeting. We did not make determinations that we won't discuss in public later on this agenda. So I made a motion to exit executive session at 7:48. Tweets seconded, and we all voted in favor out of executive session. So with that, getting back on track with our agenda, slightly modified. I would like to make a motion to extend through the period of August 30 or until the appointment of a new clerk, whichever is first, out of title pay for Kelly Apology at $30.60 an hour, and Abigail McKinney at 26 an hour, to recognize the additional work they're taking on in the absence of the clerk.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, I'd like to make a motion related to temporary staffing. We have a summer intern currently who is available to come in on Fridays. She has proven herself very capable, Jenna Barone. She is available to do additional hours on Fridays through August at the rate she is currently being paid, $17 per hour. So I would make a motion to extend her schedule into Fridays through August. Second. All in favor? Aye. And the next item, Teresa Crowley. I would also like to make a motion to hire on a part-time basis as a part-time deputy clerk, Teresa Crawley. She is the former deputy clerk of the town of Phillipstown. She is available for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in August. Will be a steady hand helping us at the helm. Make a motion to hire her at a rate of 24 an hour for the days specified. Second, all in favor? Okay, on the last item, which we did discuss in executive session, we have quite a number of minutes to catch up on, minutes that were not completed for the record and not filed. Have approached former village clerk about catching us up on files by contract. I'm going to table this, however, because we need to just talk about timeline with him. So we'll come back to this in our next session. By making motion to table. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So now, go to the rest of our board business. Okay, 3G is a resolution approving the renewal of our general liability insurance. This is almost like a professional service, or sorry, not a professional service. It's kind of like a single source provider, because this is the only insurance company that will insure our dam. So there is not really competitive bidding for us to be covered. So this is what we get. So there is a resolution to accept.
I'll read it. Resolution 26/2025, approving the renewal of general liability insurance. The following resolution was offered by Trustee Bosey for adoption, seconded by.
Second.
Whereas the renewal of the Village of Cold Springs general liability insurance is due on August 1, 2025. Where the village has received a proposal from New York Municipal Insurance Reciprocal, where the premium for the renewal is $126,744.99. Now therefore, it is hereby resolved that the Village of Cold Spring renews the general liability insurance policy through New York Municipal Insurance Reciprocal, and be it further resolved, the village deputy clerk authorized and instructed to execute the plans documents on behalf of the village. And a roll call vote.
Trustee Bosey.
Aye.
Trustee Farmer.
Aye.
Trustee Woods.
Aye.
Trustee Hall.
Aye.
Mayor Foley.
Aye.
2-0 pass.
Thank you. The next is, there are 2 resolutions relating to the audit of the Justice Court, which Trustee Bosey and Trustee Woods conducted. So if one of you would like to talk us through your findings and make the motion. Or both of you, however you'd like to do it.
Talk through the findings. Well, I mean, I think both Trustee Bosey and myself are continuously impressed with the amount of paperwork and internal auditing that is done by the Justice Court, it is a lot of work, it's a lot of paper, there's a lot of dates and times and records and checks and things that need to be clearly documented and made sure that it follows all the rules that are required. So they do great work, and it was remarkably easy to go through all the documents, and we did it fairly quickly. So I was very impressed. That's probably all that I would say about the actual audit. I don't think there's not putting people to sleep unless there's something else that you both want to say about it. Okay. So I'll make the first motion for resolution 27-2025, accepting the fiscal year 2023-2024 audit for Justice Court. The following resolution was offered by myself, Trustee Woods, for adoption and seconded by me, Trustee Posey, to wit, whereas this section 2019A of the Uniform Justice Court Act requires that town and village justices annually provide their court records to their respective town and village auditing boards, and that such records be examined and audited. And whereas the Village of Cold Spring Auditing Committee conducted an audit of the court records of the fiscal year ending May 2024, and whereas the result of this audit were submitted to the Village Board of Trustees at a public meeting held on July 23rd, 2025, now therefore be it resolved that the Village of Cold Spring Board of Trustees accepts the report of the audit of the Justice Court records and instructs the deputy clerk to forward the findings to the New York State Office of the Court Administration as required on a roll call vote.
Trustee Posey.
Aye.
Trustee Farmer.
Aye.
Trustee Hall.
Aye.
Trustee Woods.
Aye.
Mayor Foley.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
You want to read 28?
Resolution 28-2025, accepting the FY 2024 Justice Court. Following resolution. Option seconded by.
Aye.
Me, Trustee Woods, whereas section 2019A of the Uniform Justice Court Act requires the town and village justices annually provide their court records, to their respective town and village auditing boards, and that such records be examined and audited. Whereas the Village of Cold Spring Auditing Committee conducted an audit of the Cold Spring record or the court records for the fiscal year ending May 2025. Whereas the results of the audit were submitted to the Village Board of Trustees at a public meeting held on July 23rd, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that the Village of Cold Spring Board of Trustees accepts the report, the audit of the Justice Court records, and instructs the deputy clerk to forward the findings to the New York State Office of Court Administration as required. I'll vote.
Trustee Posey.
Aye.
Trustee Farmer.
Aye.
Trustee Hall.
Aye.
Trustee Woods.
Aye.
Mayor Foley.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Item 3J. A request from the Springbrook Condominium Association to credit their late fee. They have a number of accounts. You've been provided the record of the late charges on the account. The treasurer was traveling and he missed it, and then subsequently, yeah, he was traveling. This is a large late fee. Normally, it's not a late fee that I would entertain, but I would like to put something forward for the board to consider in this case. When the property owner at 59 Main Street refused to give the village an easement, Springbrook was willing to give us almost double the amount that we needed in terms of land so that we could shift the project on Fair Street south accordingly. They did incur additional legal fees on the revised easement. They really helped us in a bind. So I am proposing to say thank you to them by recognizing the late fees with a credit. Don't know how other people feel about that. That's my proposal.
Have they ever been late before?
Not as long as we've been in office.
I think sounds like they're extenuating circumstances. That's fair.
So I would make a motion to waive the late fee and have it presented as a credit on the accounts for Springbrook. Second. Favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Springbrook.
Yeah.
The next, on Friday, we got a request from a photography company, Bonnie Charm. Coming in very late. They're wanting to come on August 5th. They're doing a photo shoot for Ann Taylor. The Ann Taylor holiday collection being shot in August. They have selected a number of locations around the village, also at Boscobel. It is not video, it is a still camera shoot. The officer in charge, we are able to accommodate from a police perspective, the public safety measures we would need to take for sidewalk safety and traffic safety. And so I told the gentleman that I would bring it to the board tonight. I have zero detail yet. He's coming in on Thursday to meet with me and Matt. This is a source of income for the village. If we can make it work, I'd like to make it work. So I'm asking for your sort of approval and principle to continue negotiating with them, and then I'll bring the contract back to the board.
Yes, I would approve.
Yeah, any concerns that you want to be sure
Yeah,
are addressed?
wait a few.
Go ahead.
So when they say the budget for location food is 2,500, is that what they're paying to the village?
No, this needs to be updated. They're spending a lot more than $2,500 on
Yeah,
this photo shoot.
that number doesn't make-
I think it's a meaningless question, and actually, given your industry expertise, I would love to have you redo this application.
Okay.
And talk through,
Okay.
yes, and talk through, I would like your assistance actually in
Yeah.
structuring the fees.
Yeah, sure.
Because
I mean, I
there's a
think-
permit fee, but then we charge impact fees.
Yeah, I think you can definitely bump that.
Okay. So you and I will connect on that.
But there are several things pursuant to that though, which is they have a crew of 30 people, 5 vehicles. That's a big footprint.
They'll have one vehicle, like a Sprinter size vehicle on Main Street. The others will be at the municipal lot,
Right.
the staging vehicles.
But I'd also ask what the division of talent crew is. Out of that 30 people, how many are modeling, say, and how many are actually assisting the photographer, setting things up? And because of the size of the crew, how do they propose transiting through the village? Because they're saying it's an hour for setup, so they're going to be jumping around. And so how are they going to be moving? How many people are going to be moving through the village and to what location?
Are you actually available to join
Yeah.
the meeting on Thursday with
Yeah.
them? We're meeting them at 2:00.
Yeah. I could go on a little bit. And it's also for any given shoot setup that they're doing, how many people is that going to be? It sounds like with talent and all the other crew, it could be 10 to 12 people. So what kind of an obstruction might that be creating
This is exactly
on the
why
sidewalk?
I'd love for you to come.
And often in those
Work it out.
situations, you have PAs, production assistants,
Yes.
that will control traffic. But if they're pushing people into the street, so you just kind of need to get a handle on all of those kinds of issues.
Yes.
And I think it would be useful to get from them, when they pin things down more, a shot list. So an approximate shot list of, we're going to be, at Dockside at this time, we're going to be at Tashtego at this time. So you can have an idea of where they're going to be and sort of track them.
I did
A little
ask
bit.
him for I called it a run of show because I'm not in the industry.
Yeah.
That's what I imagined it as. So he's working on that to provide it, and he'll have it on Thursday.
And I also noticed the indemnification agreement. I think it's because he was in Florida, but it was signed. He scratched out New York and Putnam.
Right.
But it was signed in
He's on
Florida.
location in Florida right now.
Yeah.
But it was notarized. That's referencing the notary sheet. Any other discussion?
It sounds very useful.
Yes.
It is on a Tuesday, so,
Yeah.
that's
Better, yeah.
Mhm.
And he had already
I don't.
approached, he already approached several businesses, Now in Bloom, Tashtego, and Foundry Rose, and they're excited to do it. We had concerns in the past about how businesses were impacted. These particular businesses happen to be excited about it. It's not the order in which I would choose to do things. I would have preferred to come to us first, but I'd like to make it work if we can.
How, what's the word? I think how insistent are you on them providing all of the documentation? Because we have the workers' comp, and then there was also all of the agreements, location agreements with each of the other private vendors that you request to see in the application. Are you gonna? Want to
We
do
have,
that?
we have the initial communications from
Yeah,
Nate.
yeah.
We have what he has so far. We
Right.
can work through all of that with him on Thursday. This is exactly the expertise that we've needed. We have been amateurs dealing with pros on filming, so it's fantastic to have this skill set at the table now. Thank you. Okay, so I guess we do need a vote. I'm asking for your approval to continue negotiations. I make that motion. I guess I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. You. Okay, code. So we needed to update so that we could properly renew our contract with Royal and create equality among multifamily units and businesses and residents. Basically bringing equality across the contract. To do that, we needed to make a couple of code changes to make it happen. The first proposal, and all of these documents are available on the website. What we're doing today is scheduling a public hearing, but just to give you a sense of what I'm asking us to have a public hearing for, is to repeal the recycling chapter and fold that content into the new garbage chapter, to remove reference to garbage collection that is currently living within the littering chapter and repeal those sections, chapter 59. And last is to adopt a new garbage recycling and yard waste collection. I have it in two versions for the board to decide which one you want to take to public hearing. Both of them address questions that Aaron and Aaron and Laura raised last week related to contract specificity in the code, the pounds and gallons and prorating, so that's out. And I tried to make a little more vanilla the approach to holiday decoration. So those text modifications live in both versions. Draft.
Menorah recycling day, have to put that in there.
Have we what?
Put in menorah recycling.
You can, if you want. So draft 4 is laid out as I had modeled the draft on the Beacon Code, with all of the municipal services laid out and then all the collection regulations. Taking your cue, Aaron, because it did make sense and I managed to get some time to do it yesterday. I broke it into topic, and within each topic, there is certain municipal service provided and the collection regulations underneath it for garbage, recycling, yard waste, holiday decorations, bulk item pickup. So I'm throwing that out as options. I think that the draft 5 reads better.
Well, the table of contents looks easier for residents
Yeah, to find
to
things.
find what they're
Yep.
looking for,
Yep.
just on the first page plan. And the content is all the same.
The content is all the
Have
same, it's
to
just
be different.
reorganized, yeah.
I like 5.
Anybody else? How about you?
Appreciate the work.
No problem. I'd rather write and have it hard to work with. Thanks for your feedback. Okay, so I would make a motion to carry draft 5 forward in the public hearing. Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Hearing, unless there is a further discussion on the chapters so that is one set, those that are impacted, those that touch garbage, recycling, littering, and the new garbage chapter. The other item to bring to public hearing is an update of the recreation chapter to make it reflect what the Recreation Commission actually does. We've drafted this. I thank her for her work. So to go to the public would be repealing the current chapter and replacing it with the new one. So any discussion on the chapters before we set a public hearing date? I did add an enforcement on the recreation one, which was living under docking before, now it lives for the whole chapter. Okay, hearing no discussion, debate. We are scheduled to meet in August on, currently scheduled to meet in August on the 13th and the 27th. On the 13th, it will be monthly meeting. We will also have that night, a statement of intent regarding our intention to bond for Fair Street. And then this public hearing. I don't imagine large amounts of concern over the changes that we're making in the chapters. So I think we can do it all in one night rather than scheduling an additional.
Here's suggestion.
Do the 13th, yeah. Anything else? Okay, so would someone like to make a motion using that date, August 13th?
Motion available.
I'm sorry, move the resolution. This is,
I'm not-
20.
you're not gonna do it?
have to-
Oh, okay, I thought you said I'm not gonna do it. Sorry.
That's fine. Resolution 29-2025, setting a date and time for public hearing and proposed local laws revising chapters 93, 59, 58, 27 of the village code. Following resolution was offered by trustee Frymark for adoption and seconded by trustee Woods, to wit, whereas the board of trustees of the village of Cold Spring seeks to update the village code by repealing chapter 93, recycling, revising chapter, adopting new chapter 58, garbage, recycling, and yard waste collection, and repealing and replacing chapter 27, recreation commission, and to set a time and a place for public hearing to consider such actions. Now therefore, it is hereby resolved that the village board hereby determines that it will be the lead agency with respect to the review of the proposed local laws or project in accord with New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, and Part 617 of the regulations implemented. There are no other agencies that have the authority to approve the project, and let it be further resolved that a public hearing be held by the village board in order to receive comments and suggestions regarding the proposed amendments to the above listed chapter and to receive any comments concerning the potential adverse impacts of said local law on August 13th at 7 p.m. at Village Hall, 85 Main Street, Cold Spring, New York. Let it be further resolved that the deputy clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause said public notice of said hearing to be given as provided by law.
Roll call.
Trustee Bozzi.
Aye.
Trustee Frymark.
Aye.
Trustee Woods.
Aye.
Trustee Hall.
Aye.
Mayor Foley.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0.
We'll get that notice out and get all of these documents up on the website. Okay, we are almost there, actually. Approval of minutes, there are none. Approval of bills, who has the batch?
Make motion to approve bills batch 7961 in the amount of $112,693.47.
Second. Favor? Aye. Aye. Okay, and then I'd like to move up. Oh, no, we are gonna
Did
table.
that already.
We are gonna table the, we're gonna table the authorization regarding Thomas Drowan, Waxman, Pettigrew, and Mail. I'm making a motion table, sorry. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And unless there is any further discussion on the above topics, I will make a motion to enter executive session to discuss information relating to a current. I want to make very clear for the public record that this executive session, the discussion we're having in this executive session has nothing to do with any of the previous topics on the agenda. We good to go? Yep. So I've made the motion to enter session at 8:15
Second.
and Aaron has seconded. And we will be, oh, sorry, all in favor? Aye. Thank you, Erin. We will come back into public session to adjourn, after that, if you don't want to hang around. That's the news. Thank you. Have a good night.
Right.
Thank you all. And Kelly, thank you. I need to take a hair with that, my teeth. Hello, it is 8:28. At 8:27, I made a motion to exit executive session. Trustee Woods seconded it, and we voted in favor to come out of executive session. And now would someone else like to make the motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Again?
All in favor?
Aye. Good night.
Thank you.
Wow, we